Hi everybody, welcome to Fogg's Cards and Things. We're going to start today ripping some packs here. It's going to be out of the 1992 Major League Baseball player cards here. Pinnacle Premier Edition, Cal Ripken on the front of it. Pinnacle is put out by Score. So we're going to go through some of these packs. Also, if you're interested in other videos, check what we upload to YouTube, as well as our eBay store. Most of the cards get ripped here. We'll list there if anybody is interested. If you do see something during the stream that you like, let me know, and we'll try to work out something to make sure you get that card. But without further ado, let's get this box open and get to ripping. 16 cards per pack here. As you can see, I try to wear gloves here. Any card you get from me is not going to be touched here unless I indicate otherwise. You know, I bought a set from someone else, you know. Oh, we got a Brett Butler Traditions here. Sticking together just a tad here. Let's see. The Brett Butler here on the 1992 Score. Technician. So that's kind of a neat card there. Not an insert, just part of the base pack. Got a rookie. No, first round draft pick. That's probably a prospect card. 1992 rookie prospect. Willie Banks prospect here. Ooh, got an Idols here. What's this? David Cone. And Jackie Gleason. Yeah, that's kind of a neat card there. Kind of like that. It's different. Let's see what else we've got here. Peter Hoy. Charlie Lee Brandt. Mike Jackson. Gene Nelson. Pretty classic card from the 90s there. Gene Nelson. Danny Jackson. Bob Malacky. Jose De Leon. Mark Davis. Anybody who knows me knows I'm going to save any of the Royals cards we get here. Carlson Fisk. Randy Johnson. There we go. We've got some decent cards out of that first pull. And again, if you see something you like, you're interested in, make sure you let us know here. This is a 1992 box of Pinnacle Premier Edition. If you want to get any of these cards, you can check out eBay, drop a comment on Twitch or the YouTube. Let's see. Got a 1992 rookie prospect. Ray Sanchez. Mike Perez here. Scott Bankhead. This is the sidelines of Randy Johnson. We've already gotten one of his cards. So sidelines, Randy Johnson, the photographer. Obviously he's not playing baseball anymore, but I think it's been a hobby of his for a while. Carney Langsford, Jeff Brantley, Mike Flanagan, Scott Livingstone, Bob Kipper, not going to butcher his name, Archie, Highcorn, Bosio, Lance Johnson, Lego, Kevin Mitchell. There's a nice bat on ball card there. These cards are hard to grade. We'll probably send some of them off to grade, but on these black edges, anything's going to show a lot harder, or a lot more than if it were a white card. So that's the back. Give a little synopsis, a little summary there of the card, and a nice close-up picture of the players. Another sidelines here. Hockey, huh? Is that Tom Glavine? Yeah, that's a Tom Glavine sidelines card. Just something a little different, unique. Again, not inserts, just variations. Also, we get these variations here where it's how they grip the ball. Charles Nagy here with grips. Kind of a neat card there. Let's see, here we have Lance Johnson, Esteban Beltre, Ray Sanchez, Mike Perez, Charlie Hayes, Eric King, Mike McFarland, catcher for the Royals. Again, you know me, we'll put that to the side there. Chad Curtis, Reyes, Abbott, West, Asuna, Icorn again, that's the second one of him, and another Bosio. (1992) Pinnacle Premier Edition, put out by Score. Again, if you're just tuning in here. Kind of a neat looking card. Got a black background. Got a prospect here. These are from 1992. I haven't heard of him, so prospect is probably all they got to there. Anthony Young here. We got a couple that are kind of stuck. Anthony Young, rookie prospect. You see the close-up pictures on the back there. If you're a card collector and you're interested in any of these cards, make sure you just drop a comment and let me know. See if there's something we can work out for you. Got an Idols again here. Who's this one? Dave Justice and Willie Stargell. So they asked them, I think, who they looked up to, and they printed them with their idols behind them. Kind of a neat idea. And we've got some sunglass idols. No, sunglass variations here. Let me see. Who do we have here? Jose Lind. Kind of a neat idea there, though. You know, the reflection is him and his glasses. Jay Howell. Carlos Hernandez. Jeff Johnson. Reggie Jefferson. Russ Swan. Mesa, Downing here. There might be two there. No, just Downing. Salazar, Lucia, Pedro Guerrera, and Darren Lewis. 16 cards a pack. There's a lot of packs in these boxes. If you're just stopping by to see if it's worth it, to rip these cards, like I said, anything that we make, we just go back and buy more boxes and making content. We're not out to sell cards to make a ton of money, just some fun cards from the past. But don't buy these boxes if you're out to make some money. There might be a few that if you graded them that you could get, but if you look there, see that right corner, it's kind of hard. Let me see if I can. So that's already not going to get graded very good, just because of that black edge really hurts it. Makes it easy to scuff, even when they were running them through production. Derek May. Got a Griffey here. Ken Griffey Jr. It's a nice card. Stankiewicz. Trevor Miller, first round. Prospect card. Jackson. Robinson, Morris, Tim Belcher, Wegman, Bip Roberts, Don Slott. And like I said earlier, just wear the gloves here. Any card that you buy from the rips or that we send out from those won't be touched. So if you check any of these out on the eBay store, we'll be sure to put in the description, it's fresh from this, but no one else will have touched these cards here. So we've got Idols here. Let's see who we've got. This Steve Avery here with his idol, Jack Morris. I like the idle insert cards. I think those are neat. Meacham. Got another Traditions here. Benito Santiago. So these are just with the base set, but not an insert, but just a neat kind of different card there. Got Donovan Osborne, Denny Nagel, Kenny Rogers. Kenny Rogers, not the singer. Joe Girardi had a pretty good career as a manager after baseball. Braggs, Young, Jeff Kent. That might be one worth looking at later. Let's see. Hexeth, Stubbs, Pete. Not going to butcher his last name. And Kevin Reamer had a pretty good career. You know, just batted .270, 20 homers, 69 RBIs in the year previous to the set coming out. Mike Thompson, and one of the pitchers from the Expos. And keep going through these. Like I said, if you see a card you're interested in, your favorite team, something, drop a comment. See if it's something you can't work out to help get you that card. You can hear that when they're sticking together just a tad. We try to just do that there. Brantley, Moises Alou, that might be one worth looking at. Who do we got here on our idols? We've got Catfish Hunter and Scott Sanderson there. Another Shades variation here. And that's going to be Eric Davis. Definitely a neat idea. Another Traditions here, or Technician, I think is what it is. I think I said Traditions, but it's Technician. Ryan Sandberg. It's a good card. I think Ryan passed away not too long ago, but I really like those Technician cards. Let's see the rest of the base set here. Howell, Doherty, Bosky, Eddie Murray, Sandy Alomar Jr. That might be one worth looking at. Oh, got a scuff there. Yeah, that's why it's so hard. Let's see if I can focus that. There's already a spot there on that top left corner. So, you know, even if we were looking to get some of these graded, it's very hard. You have to be very careful, or you're just going to be wasting your money. Glenn Allen Hill, Storm Davis, pitching there with the Orioles after a little time with the Royals. Steve Sachs, Paul Ferries, Rob Deere. Now let's get to another pack here. See what we've got. Oh, another Griffey. That's a decent card there. Stankiewicz, Trevor Miller, another sidelines there for Tom Glavine, hockey. And another grips. Who do we got here? Charles Nagy with the grips on his slider. Kind of a neat card there. Let's see, we've got Holman, Nichols, Shelley, Larkin, David Cohn. Just put on a couple there. We'll look that up afterwards, see if there's anything there. Don Slott, Tufel Swindle, David West, Alasuna. I don't know if that's one worth looking up or not. I think we had a prospect card of his earlier. Gonna keep ripping through here. Idols here. That's going to be Roger Staubach and Rex Hudler on the Idols. Shades here. Is that Dave Justice? Yeah, that's going to be Dave Justice on the Shades. Again, just part of the base set, but I just think that's a really neat idea. You know, their reflection in their sunglasses. Technician here, Brett Butler. Alright, let's get through some of these base cards here and take a look. Okay. Todd Worrell. Had a decent time. Kirk Gibson. There we go. Look that one up when we're done here. Bill Kruger. Otis Nixon. Had a decent time for a while. These aren't real focused, are they? Yeah, that's better. Chris Haney. Dave Martinez. Keith Miller. I don't remember watching him with the Royals, but you know me. We're going to save that. Alright. Hinkie. Hayes. Alright, let's take a look here and get into another one. If you ever collected this set, do you have a favorite card from it? Favorite player? These different variations that they have, I really do like those. Chris Gardner here. Ooh, a Ricky Henderson Technician. That's a very, very cool card there. One of my favorite players growing up was Ricky Henderson. Brian Williams. Brian Jordan. Amato Jr. Howell. Todd Benzinger. I'll have to look that one up also. He spent some time with the Royals, I know that. Brett Saberhagen. Wow. Yeah, he also, the year before, was with the Royals. Mike Bordick. Lefferts. Belinda here. Dave Winfield. That had to be toward the end for old Mr. Winfield. Barry Hill. Oh, Bobby Bonilla. We still celebrate him every summer, the $1 Million Kid. Deferred some of his Major League salary and gets a $1 million check. I think it's either June or July 1st every year. So he'll be etched in the history books for quite a while, as long as he's still getting paid. If you're interested in these cards, just drop a comment, let me know. Check out the eBay store. Todd Hundley. I'll check that one out. What do we got here for our idols? Looks like we've got Roberto Alomar and Sandy Alomar. Plays the same position as his dad, although his brother has his dad's name. Shades here. Let's see what we got. Benito Santiago. Yeah, I like that, how they have that reflection of them in their glasses. Technician here, Ruben Sierra. Cool card. Let's see what's in the rest of these base cards here. Patrick Lennon. Mackie Sasser. Lee Stevens. Alvin Davis. Ryan Bowen. Geronimo Pena. Dennis Cook. Martinez here. Cheeto Martinez. Dwayne Ward. Tony Gwynn. Nice ball picture there. Kevin Brown. Texas Rangers. Rod Beck, Jim Abbott, famous for having to take his hand off so he'd pitch and then put his glove on that hand. Ben Rivera. Hatburn. Got another Idols here. Who do we got? Don Mattingly and Rod Carew. It's a pretty neat card there. That's a neat idea, I think. I don't know if any other sets have done that. Let me know if any other sets have done that. Might be worth me checking out. Got Hudler. Greg Jeffries with the Royals here. You know me. We'll be taking the Royals to the side there. Let's get into another pack here. What's the favorite box you've ever opened or packs as a kid? Most of us, you know, around this time, I was actively getting packs, and obviously the Royals were always a gem for me to get those. But got Patterson here on a prospect. Andy Tartable, also Royals year previously. That's what I thought. J.J. Johnson. What do we got here? Sidelines of Earl Hershiser. Really enjoyed watching him play. That's a neat card there. Carl Willis, Fernandez, Guthrie, Burba, Lemke, Kevin Apier. Another Royal. He's stuck right there. Let's see, get him over there. Mitch Williams, Mike Morgan, Mike Felder. Oh, there's another one there. Chuck McElroy. Oh, there's two more. And Joe Oliver. As a kid, I pulled a Topps Black Gold Joe Oliver. Still remember it. It's just a unique looking card, and as far as inserts go. I think I still have that in a semi-rigid somewhere. If I think about it, I'll get it just to show everybody. There we go, Steve Avery and Jack Morris again. Rusty Meacham. Benito Santiago again. We're getting into some doubles here, as we do in this age of cards. A lot of doubles, which is why, you know, if you're ever looking to get into these to get some money. Kevin McReynolds, Royals. It's just not something that's worth it. You know, if I want to make money on cards, Card Shop, Dollar Bin, that's a good place to go. Card shows, their dollar bins. Have an idea of what you're looking for, or, you know, set some aside and go scam them. That's the way most people do it these days. So let's get another pack here. And if you ever get one, you know, from one of the streams or comment on a YouTube video and we end up giving you the card, you'll know we've never touched them. Any breaks that we do, we always wear the gloves here. Moises Alou again. What do we got here on the Idols? We got Scott Sanderson and Catfish Hunter. Again, these Idols are just kind of a neat variation here. We've got several of them. Just part of the base pack, not an actual insert. We've got Eric Davis again on the Shades. Eddie Murray, Sandy Alomar Jr. again. Jay Howell. Looks like he's putting in a lot of effort in that picture, if you can see him. Carlos Hernandez, Jeff Johnson, Ferries, Rob Deere, Trevor Wilson, Brian Downing, Louis Salazar, and Rich DeLuca. If you have a favorite team, you know, from some of these polls, we also can try to get you, you know, some of those base cards from those teams, or if you know somebody who likes them, it's a good time to go ahead and try to get those for somebody maybe. Just a new shades, here we go. Let's see if that's someone else. Jose Land, actually, we've already had one of his. Nolan Ryan, Technician. Really enjoyed collecting his cards. You know, anytime I saw them growing up, it was really a treat to see that. And we've got Jarvis Brown, Vanderbilt, Todd Van Poppel. He was pretty good there for a little stint there. Pat Borders, Teddy, Carrion, Indiani, Wetland. Scott Sanderson, he was on one of our Idols cards earlier. Daryl Boston, Billiard, Anthony, Mariano Duncan, and Charles Nagy. He was in one of our variations. Still one of the base cards, but neat nonetheless. Eric Davis there again on the back. Oh, Technician, Ryan Sandberg. Always like to see that. Anthony Young here, pitcher for the Mets. Fajardo. Idols again. Dave Justice and Willie Starr. Cool. And the rest of the base, let's see. Reggie Jefferson, Russ Swan, Mesa Castillo, Robinson, Horsman, Guerrero, Darren Lewis, Brian Hunter, Jeff King there. That might be worth looking up later. Also, Eric Davis might be worth looking up. Let's see what we've got here. We haven't had the grips for a little bit. Maybe those are a little more rare than some of the other cards that we're getting. Randy Johnson there. Matt Stairs. Sean Hare. Rod Beck. Jim Abbott again. Rivera. Bichette. Hoy. Lee Brandt. Jackson. Nelson Jackson. Malaki. Jose De Leon. Mark Davis. Carlton Fisk. And Randy Johnson. Randy Johnson was another one when I was a kid. If we pulled, really enjoyed that. Bobby Jones, Hinton, Burkett. Ooh, sidelines with a little guitar action here. Got John Welland, musician. Sidelines is a neat variation. Oh, there's a grips. I just said it'd been a while since we saw one of those. Oh, Greg Maddux. Wow, that's kind of a neat one with his circle change. Let's see who else we've got here. Gallego, Pena, Barfield, Reggie Sanders, McDowell, Hatcher, West, Funa, Eichhorn, Bosio, Lance Johnson. Jeff Ware, Russ Springer. Oh, we got an Idols here. Tony Gwynn and Willie Davis. Again, just a solid idea there on that card. But as you can see there, it's part of the base pack. Usually the numbers will tell you that. Oh, it grips 2 in a row. What we got on that one? Randy Tomlin. Hubie Brooks. Bobby Witt. Got a son who played for us. Brent Maine still does. He's an excellent player. Rivera, Aldred, Hensley, not going to butcher it. Cal Daniels. Not going to butcher that one either. Dickie Song. If you do enjoy these type of videos, I hope you will subscribe or follow if you're on Twitch. Really helps out the channel, and like I said, anything that we make, we always put back into buying new boxes to rip. So we got Steve Avery here with the Braves. He's throwing his fastball. A left-handed pitcher there. Got an Idols, that's a different one here. Kim Batiste and Barry Larkin. I have a feeling a lot of players looked up to Barry Larkin. Gary Carter, Rumfield, Nelson, Alsenmacher, something like that. Smith, Ken Hill, McGrain, Corey Snyder, Radinsky, McCaskill, Bob Welch, Froworth, and Pacoda here. Let's get some of these. Yeah, just getting some of those other cards to the side before they fall down and make a mess. Like I said, if you got a favorite team or there's something you'd like have to get a hold of, we can probably make that happen. Willie Banks and David Cohn again with Jackie Gleason. Shades, got another Shades here. Tim Raines. Dave Justice on the Technician. Doug Jones, Kruger, Otis Nixon, Haney, Ramon Martinez, David Wells, Keith Miller with the Royals here, Mahenke, Vaughn Hayes, Craig Grebeck. Again, if you're watching this, hoping to buy some of these older boxes of cards, I'm not saying it's impossible, not to make money. If we got a few of these at a PSA 10, we might be able to get our money back. But oh, Wally Joyner, haven't heard his name in quite a while. Juan Guerrero, Butch Henry, Kenny Lofton with a prospect, Donald Harris, Mark Guthrie, Dave Burba, Limke, Apier again, Sid Bream, Aquino, Joe Oliver, Leary, Palmer, Sammy Sosa before his days with the Cubs there. And an Idols. We've got Rex Hudler with his idol Roger Staubach. Dave Justice again on the Shades. Technician Brett Butler. Let's see what we've got in the rest. Livesey. Oh, there's two there. Monty Ferris. Young. Candiati. John Wetland, Todd Worrell, Kirk Gibson again, Daryl Boston, Belliard, Anthony, Duncan, Charles Nagy, and Dave Martinez. It is fun to rip these old boxes and think about some of the memories, you know, when I was pulling these cards as a kid. You know, obviously you've got the big names that everybody enjoyed ripping, and for me, you know, a lot of them were Royals. Ooh, got a martial artist here. Jim Gott, he's a black belt. Oh, that's kind of a neat card there. That's a sidelines, sideways. Got David Cohn here with the grips on a curveball. Brent Maine again for a Royal. Let's go ahead and take these. Put them up there. Getting a little full on our Royals here. Burke, Mike Maddox, Carl Willis, Sid Fernandez, Palacios, Williams, Morgan, Felder, McElroy. So again, these are neat looking cards. They are, like I said, fun to open just because of the nostalgia value. Opening things that, you know, we enjoyed opening when we were kids. Bring back some memories, some names that we haven't heard for a while. Another technician for Nolan Ryan, Jarvis Brown, Vanderbilt, Todd, Van Poppel there, Robinson, Horsman, Borders, Aguera, Brian Hunter, Jeff King, Eric Davis, Scott Sanderson, Daryl Boston, and Rafael Belliard. Probably a little bit over halfway done here. If you've enjoyed the video, I hope you consider giving the channel a follow or subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Every little bit helps, and like I said, any revenue or anything that we do happen to get from the channel will go back into more boxes, cards. Just something I enjoyed doing. I got Guerrero there, Butch Henry, Donald Harris. Grips here from Steve Avery on his fastball, McDowell, Hatcher, Smith, Scudder, that's a new one I don't think we've seen, Huff, Willie Randolph, Sutcliffe, Kurt Stillwell, Hudler, Greg Jeffries. We'll get our Royals stack started there again. Again, just kind of clearing out some of this area over here. Got a lot of cards. I'm always interested to know which cards people enjoyed ripping when they were younger. What would have got your heart racing? You know, as a kid when you pull those cards, you know, there were a ton for me just because it was something I really enjoyed. You know, George Brett, obviously, as a Royals fan growing up. Steve Avery again on his fastball. Matt Young. Jeff Kent there with the prospect card. Kevin McReynolds, I think that's the second one of him we've gotten here. Whoops. Let me get that back in there. Sasser. Stillwell. Hudler. Jeffries, Hammond, and Stanton. You know, sometimes these old packs do stick together, but we haven't seen any paper loss or transfer or anything like that. I mean, most of the flaws just come on the edges. Some of the print errors. You know, it happens. When you open the cards, they're not going to be perfect. Very rare that you have a gem card anyway. Let's see here. Cliff Brantley. There's Moises again. Let's see what we have here. Catfish Hunter and Scott Sanderson again on the Idols. Shades. Eric Davis again. Technician on Sandberg. Pena. Cook. Howell. Doherty. Bosky. Hill. Storm Davis. Year after he's with the Royals. Steve Sachs. Ferries. And Rob Deere. Let's see here. We're down to 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like we have 7 packs left, and this will be all we wrote for that. So let's get into this. Hope you've enjoyed the video so far. If you're considering getting a box of these 1992 Major League Baseball Pinnacle Premier Edition Series 2. I also have the Series 1 that I'm going to be ripping probably tomorrow morning, but we did the Series 2 first because I heard there were less pulls in that. So we got Tony Gwynn here with Willie Davis for the Idols. Another Grips, this time from Randy Tomlin on a Vulcan change. Patterson, Danny Tartable, Chad Curtis, Reyes, Abbott, Swift, Brady Anderson, Billy Ripken, his brother was just a little more well known. Kevin Gross, Gomez, Jacoby, Tim Belcher. See, that's another one that you can kind of, well, let me see if I can focus it in here. Actually, you can't really see that. Never mind. Anyway, just some minor flaws that would keep you, from sending it into PSA or Beckett. Curious to know if anybody has any thoughts on the current standing of PSA. Cards have been sent in recently have been graded quite a bit tougher. And another sidelines there, Randy Johnson with photographer. Tom Candiotti with his knuckleball. Melendez, Pistachio, Swift, Anderson again, Jim Eisenreich, Pat Mahomes. He's got a pretty famous son. Plays for us in Kansas City here. Lego, Kevin Mitchell. That's another. I don't know if I've seen that one with the bound ball, but that one looks good. I'm sure I've seen it. On Carcavice, Gladden, and Melindo Perez. If you stuck along for the whole video, I do appreciate it. It does always help the longer you hang around, see what we get all the way to the last moment. You never know. You might find the one you want to drop a comment on and say, hey, I'd really like that. Got that Tom Candiotti right away with the knuckleball again. Melendez, Pistachio, Lecky, Jordan, Howell, Todd Benzinger. Another one that was with the Royals the year before. Saberhagen, Carcavice, Gladden, Lindo Perez, Dick Schofield, and Henry Cotto. I would say overall, the reviews that I had heard from other people that have ripped these boxes, the Series 2, which is odd because it comes out after Series 1, you would think they'd want to increase the talk on it. But anyway, Swindell, we're going to see if we can zoom in on that just to show you straight from the pack sometimes. You can kind of see that flaw there. Anyway, so straight from the pack, you're just not going to be able to grade every card that you pull, especially in this era. J.J. Johnson, I think that's Earl Hershiser again there on the sidelines. Got a Grips, Jack McDowell. with his split finger. Jeff Branson, Jim Eisenreich again, back-to-back. Pat Mahomes again, back-to-back. O'Brien, Downs, Rio, Balajita, Bill Wegman, Bip Roberts, Don Slott, Tufel, Swindle. Ron Darling. Jim Cobb with our sidelines karate. Second time here. David Cohn with his grips curveball. Wally Joyner. The second one of his we've gotten. Kelly Downs. Rio. Ojeda. Pena. Barfield. Reggie Sanders. Dick Schofield. Henry Cotto. Katana. And Ron Darling. 2 more packs to go. We're getting there toward the end here. Sidelines. Looks like just a repeat copy and paste pack here. Guerrero, Henry, Harold Young, Bordick, Lefferts, Kenny Rogers, not the singer, Joe Girardi, Glenn Braggs, Kitana, Ron Darling, Willie Randolph, and Rick Sutcliffe. Alright, here, final pack to rip. We'll spend a little time going over some of the highlights from what we were able to pull out of here. I'll save you from the Royals highlights because most of you probably aren't huge Royals fans, and those aren't what you enjoyed opening when you were here back in this year. Back to the Alomar, father and son. Shades here, Benito Santiago, Ruben Sierra with the technician, Patrick Lemon, Kevin McReynolds, Javier Sasser, Stevens, Davis, Bowen, Cheeto Martinez, Dwayne Ward, Tony Gwynn, and Kevin Brown. So some of the highlights on our grips here, we found Charles Nagy. This one with the Cubs is Greg Maddux. I enjoyed that one. Again, there's another Maddux. David Cohn had a decent little time there. And that's about all on the grips there with the pitches they threw. Just neat cards, really. And here we've got King Griffey Jr., big unit there, Randy Johnson. Sidelines, Earl Hershiser's always a favorite here. Big unit again. Some of them are kind of neat there, where they have the guy with his guitar. Earl. And then 2 Tom Glavines there. Some of the idols, enjoyed those as well. David Cohn, Jackie Gleason, Willie Stargell, Steve Avery. The father and son, I think, was really pretty cool as well. Dave Justice, always just enjoyed Dave as a player. Tony Gwynn, again, another player I just really enjoyed. David Cohn, let's see. Oh, that's a rookie idol. Okay. Kim Batiste. A rookie idol. That might be something a little different. And then, I don't remember any super pulls here. The Eric Davis one I enjoyed for sure. Dave Justice, definitely. Tim Raines. Again, just a cool idea for this card, where they have the reflection of the player. In 1992, that's a great idea back then. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed the video. Drop a comment again if there's any team sets out of here that you want me to look at for you. I'd be happy to. But until next time, be well, be safe, and God bless.